Easy. Easy. Good girl. There you go. Good job. So last week, Sago Lily was notified to us of having nasal discharge. So we swabbed it and sent it off to the lab. And it came back as a bacteria that has zoonotic potential. It's low potential. You have to really be like immunocompromised. But it was susceptible to a few drugs that we have on hand, some antibiotics. So we gave her XC, which is a ceftiofur or a cephalosporin type of antibiotic. So we gave it to her today, and then she'll get another dose on Monday.
This is, I believe they pronounced it Reese. She came in yesterday while Gina and I were up finishing Buyout. Don't know her full background, but they are pretty confident she's pregnant. So we are going to x-ray her to see if she's far enough along for Megan to take her. Usually around 45 days, you should be able to start seeing the bones of the babies on an x-ray. So that gives us a good indication of if she's before 45 days or after 45 days. And usually it's about 60 days to labor. So we'll see how many puppies you have in there maybe. She's very sweet though. Yeah, you gave some cute babies. Okay, do you want to come lay back down on this? Okay, stay right there, sweetie. Good job. Okay.
I can see some. There's a lot of other noise in the way. Like I can start to see a skull on that side.
Ah, look at your babies.
Can I see?
See all those little babies near your mama.
Yay. Yeah, so she's closer to whelping than not. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hopefully it's like half Chihuahua.
For ease of labor?
Yeah. Just little shepherd Chihuahuas. We used to have a little sign in our vet clinic that said, we do not judge breeds or something for aggression. And it was like, the most aggressive breeds. And it was like, we don't judge Chihuahua. So Chihuahuas are the only little piranhas.
These babies look pretty well developed skeletal wise, so she might be over 50 days, and they usually whelp around 60 or so.
No escaping.
She is a really good girl, and we suspected she was pregnant. We took radiographs to see how far along she was, and we did confirm that her little babies have skeletal development, so that means that she is 45 days plus. I think she's closer to whelping, which is about 60 days, because they look pretty well developed in there. We're hoping Megan can take her because she likes to take dogs that are pregnant and closer to whelping time. And then she'll hold them, and then once the babies are weaned, she usually brings the mamas back for us to spay. And so we're gonna communicate with Megan and say she's ready to go. She's got all her vaccines, and she's a good girl, so I think she'll be really adoptable, and I'm hoping her babies will be super healthy and sweet, and they'll get homes too.
The transporter just got here, but we have an emergency choke going on, so we're a little bit spread out, but this is not good.
Oh, a little bit of bleeding now. Sorry, buddy. This is Duke. He just came out from quarantine, and he had his food like normal this morning. He gets alfalfa pellets and some weight booster. He must have bolted it or something, and if they don't chew it, and it's not soaked, alfalfa pellets tend to inflate or fluff up when they hit moisture. So if he bolted it and then it all went down his esophagus and then started swelling, it causes choke. He's got multiples. We're trying to get them all out. So far we've gotten some of it, but I don't think we've gotten it all. Horses that have recurrent chokes or bad chokes that go on for a long time, most horses can clear them on their own, but if they can't, then they set themselves up for stricture, which causes the esophagus to go from this to more like this, and then they're prone to have recurrent chokes, and it's harder and harder to free the blockage. Sometimes you hit the ethmoids, they're really highly vascular, and you get some nosebleeds. So we got to pass the tube a few times before that happened, but inevitably, if you pass the tube enough, it'll happen. So
I'm so glad we have a vet on staff here to handle situations like this. When stuff like this happens at the shelter, it's a little bit like, whoa, because you feel like you're pulled all over the place. But having an amazing team stretched all over the place really helps in situations like this.
So Sergeant Muffins just left the shelter here in Tennessee, and he is headed to Colorado. So I brushed him up this morning, and obviously we're still trying to get his health back with feed and stuff and give him some electrolytes. So he's good to go on that long journey. He has a great transportation system going, so she does really good with that. We loaded him on. He was like, this is a little too fancy for me, and he didn't want to get on the ramp. And we're always glad to see a horse go to Miss Carrie's sanctuary, because she takes good care, especially the senior horses. We know they'll be living in luxury for sure. So y'all stay tuned, because I think Biot's about to be here, and we're about to get some horses in.
All right, so we have Juke behind me. We had just brought him in. Dr. Gina and I went out to give him his Biot this morning, and he didn't come over to the fence like normal. I went in to give it to him, and he kind of turned around, and he just had food and snot and all sorts of stuff pouring out, and he was clearly choking. You could feel 2 different lumps in his esophagus, and so we brought him in. Dr. Gina passed the tube multiple times, got a lot of stuff out. He did end up with a little bit of a nosebleed in the one side, which is normal. That has since stopped. He does seem to have a little bit still like right behind where he would swallow. So we're gonna let him hopefully either cough it out on his own once he wakes up a little more, or swallow it down. We're gonna have people check on him. It is Buyout today, so everything always happens on the same day. We're gonna have staff that are staying down in the shelter area, check on him about every 15 minutes, keep a close eye on him. If it looks like he is in pain or serious discomfort and it's not clearing up, then unfortunately we are gonna have to make a call on that, because we don't want him to be suffering. And at this point, there's nothing else we're gonna be able to do to clear that out. We're not really sure why today it happened. He's been on the same food. He switched pastures yesterday, but otherwise food has been the same and everything. So we think maybe he just swallowed a whole bunch too quick, and then it swelled up in there. But he does still have some coming out of his nose right now. So hopefully we got the majority, and then he'll clear the rest out.
This might be the last time we can use this trash can. Yeah, so Amazon Prime Days is coming right up. Check our Amazon wish list out. We put on there what we need. This trash can needs to be replaced. But yeah, there's a lot of different needs within the different departments, and Amazon Prime Days is a great time to help us out here at the shelter with items we need.
Dr. Gina and I are in scrubs. They are not our normal Horse Plus scrubs, as you can see. If you watched our last Buyout, or I think even the one before that, we have new PPE protocols in place. Basically, we are not wearing the gowns because we are super up close with the horses, and it seemed to kind of startle them a little more. And pockets are fantastic for this, for blood and meds and everything. So we are not wearing these outside of the building. When we go down for lunch, we will change back into normal clothes. When we come back up, change back into this. So this is our PPE. We are also not wearing like the goggles. The respiratory protection is more important, and the goggles just fog up and make it super dangerous to be around horses. So we're in like a position of reevaluating the policies that we had started trying to see what does and doesn't work. So you will see us in different clothes today, and that is why. Emily, we need you out here for this one.
She's got no upper teeth. So she's probably easily close to 30 plus. Poor baby. I'm sorry, sweetheart. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. 0.5 IV.
This horse is super, super old, 30s, 40s, and has a really bad heart murmur. When we have an older horse, just do the right thing with it. Take it to a vet, don't take it to an auction. Because when you dump your old horse, a lot of times this is the best the best option. Like, she was in the slaughter pipeline. If she stayed there, she could have like spent days laying in the sun dying and finally dehydrating. Like, do the right thing by horses so rescuers like us don't have to.
No. That one's got sheath edema pretty bad. Or no, that's a hernia. Yeah, I think they're gonna try and see if we'll get up.
It's baking hot. We just gave the horse a bath and myself. We were able to get it up. Jason and Justin were both filming, so be sure to watch the members video and the Almost Live. This is really rough.
Miss Lynn, what time is it?
It is pizza time. Today is Buyout.
It is buyout day today, and what the coolest thing about pizza at buyout is our team works so hard getting horses in and out. We're treating them, we're rescuing them, we're loving them all day long.
Yes.
And to have pizza available for our team to just come over, refuel, get a quick snack in is super, super nice. And we could not do this pizza without very, very generous donations, and we might need a little bit more for that ongoing. Is that right, Lynn?
Yes.
I'm just gonna jump in here.
Oh yeah, come on, Miss Tawny.
We might, Angela told us that we're completely depleted on our pizza budget.
Completely out. No more pizza.
And I can tell you all, we really, really appreciate it. There's a link, if you go to our donation page, there's a drop down, you can pick the purpose as staff appreciation. And that gets us stuff like pizza on buyout day, and we so greatly appreciate it. I know one time one donor even made it possible for us to do like a day retreat for our staff, and that was amazing. Our team works so incredibly hard, and when folks donate for staff appreciation, it really means a lot to everyone. We have probably one of the hardest jobs on earth.
It is.
Both emotionally and physically.
It is.
And the stuff we have to deal with. And it really means a lot when you step forward and do a staff appreciation gift, because we work really, really hard here, and these horses need us. But we got to keep charged. And this is a great way to
keep
do it.
charged, refuel, recharge, the pizza fund, staff appreciation fund. We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we took our lunch break because our pizza that got here, everybody was excited to go sit in the AC for a little bit. And Jason and myself stayed up here. I find it worse to go sit in the AC when it's 1,000 degrees out and then have to come back in the heat instantly. And we were sitting here enjoying the little air conditioners that we have. And all of a sudden the lights went out and the air conditioning stopped. And so he went outside. We were kind of hoping it was just like a breaker flipped, but unfortunately there was no power to the meter, I think he said. Gina lost power at her house. Jason had gone down. I'm pretty sure he probably lost power down there. So nobody got to enjoy the air conditioning, and we all just ate in the dark. But we're back from lunch. We're gonna start looking at some of the more critical guys. So yeah. I spent my lunch kind of walking around and assessing everybody and kind of seeing who we might want to prioritize based on pain level. So obvious, like broken bones or giant gaping wounds, horses that aren't standing on one of their legs, things that you know are not comfortable, which we do unfortunately have a couple of today. So this guy being one of them. I don't even know if you're a boy or girl. I didn't look yet.
Gelding, it looks like. Sorry, honey. Yeah, that looks like a septic joint, but without doing more things. I can't say 100% for sure, but that's pretty affected joint there, baby. You guys are all a little dehydrated. I'm not surprised. It's a hot, hot day. You guys spent. So if they're really dehydrated, they can have sunken eyes. This is kind of similar for all animals. Sunken eyes, you do a skin tint test, so you pinch the skin and see how long it takes for it to go back. You can also tell jugular refill time. You can check what his salivary status is like. If he's got slimy, tacky gums, then he's dehydrated. Ooh, hey, power's back. You conked your face, huh? Mm-hmm. Poor buddy, look at all this. Got some sunburn or liver sensitivity, photosensitivity.
So we just got power back, which is very exciting, guys. That means some air conditioning. If you stand under it, you can feel it. Still very hot in here. His right hind coordinate band also looks like a big pouch in the front.
Yep. I see what you're seeing.
I'm sorry.
99.3. Yeah, this wound has 2 draining tracks.
Ooh.
One on this side and one on the other side.
I wonder if it went straight across.
Maybe.
It sounds really crazy, but like a little puncture wound to the leg like this guy has is a lot more complicated and lethal in the end than like them just completely ripping their chest open. Anything that goes to the joint can go septic really quickly, and it's really hard to clean it out, get it to heal. You have all sorts of tendons, ligaments, things like that that get attached, that are attached in there, that any type of infection is going to go right into that.
He is very handsome. Unfortunately, the pretty ones don't come to us unless they're broken.
Some of our staff just came up and let us know that Juke is still unfortunately not doing well. He does still seem to be in a little bit of distress. Still has a lot of stuff coming out of his nose. So there is nothing else we can do here to help try and get that to clear up. So we are going to provide him with the last act of kindness so that he's not in any discomfort and pain.
You're a good boy.
A little skinny, but
Yeah.
big for sure.
Yeah, he's a big boy. All right. Can I look in your mouth? This tooth is a little fractured off, but it's the Galvan's groove is all the way to the bottom. Let's call him out. Can I see your occlusal surface, sir? Let's call him 22. He has increased sounds at the line of pleural reflection. So that is where, like the cavity, that the respiratory cavity and the rest of the abdomen meet. So that could mean that there's some inflammation right there in that area where the lungs go across. It's one area that you listen, like you listen to the lung fields and then you also listen there because you don't want to miss any kind of inflammation in that area. He's got a weird little scabby growth right there. It's probably about a centimeter in all directions.
I got 10 mils Banamine. He has a microchip, Coggins, photos,
Okay.
whole tube of electrolytes.
Okay.
I was going to say just put him right into the round pen.
Yeah, we can leave him there for observation.
Okay. All right, so we just finished doing all of our intake for our buyout horses. It is super hot out today, again. Not a lot of these guys look very good. We have 5 that look decent, 2 mares, a gelding, and then 2 2-year-olds. We're kind of on the fence. If the one is still a stallion, it may just be that his testicles aren't as big. So we'll find out about those guys. So we have those 5. They look pretty good. So we have high hopes. 3 of them are pretty young as well, so that's good. All have really great temperaments. Unfortunately, out of the 24 horses, those were the only 5 that didn't have pretty much serious medical concerns. We had no behavioral calls this time. All of these horses were pretty much handleable. The ones yesterday that were acting a little bit skittish, where we thought we were gonna have to run them through the chute today, they actually calmed down a lot, and we were able to handle just about every single one of them. Most of them were already halter trained. So that leaving them overnight kind of really helped calm them down and helped us make more of the medical decision than having to make a behavioral decision on some of them. But yeah, it wasn't a great group. There wasn't any one particular thing we saw more of this time. I know last time we had a lot of old fractures in legs and things like that. But overall, a lot of these guys, they were just like older, super sick. You could tell they felt like crap. The ones that we ran blood work on yesterday all had infections somewhere. And so that wasn't surprising. A lot of them had copious amounts of nasal discharge. So clearly they came very, very sick. We did do nasal swabs on a good majority of these guys, so we'll kind of see what that comes back as. But yeah, 5 is better than 0. We do have the large draft horse still. He is kind of on the fence. We have not made a decision on him yet, whether he is gonna stay or if we are gonna give him the last act of kindness. It does look like he either came in with an injury to his one leg. He was down on the trailer when he came, so he could have sustained that in the trailer. He could have had it beforehand. He could have done it last night. He is in a very small area, so the likelihood of it happening acutely last night is pretty slim. We are going to provide the other horses, though, with the last act of kindness. They're just not great. And we don't want any of them to go down because that's how we started our day today, with the one down. So Dr. Gina ran down to get pain meds. We're gonna give that to the big draft, keep him comfortable. He had gotten 2 different types of pain meds yesterday because he was uncomfortable. And then we'll take care of the rest of these guys, get them to peace, and then reassess the big draft horse.
So I wanted to give an update to our audience.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is this will be your last day.
Yeah, well, my last physical day on premises, let's say that, at least for a while. I was awarded a residency, that's 3 years, for American Board of Veterinary Practitioners, specifically equine ambulatory, focusing on sports medicine rehab, with a master's in there for veterinary medicine in Virginia. So that starts next month in July. But Horse Plus has been so great, and they're like, would you be willing to still help us? Like, because Dr. Lydia is only here 2 days a week and Nicole's here 4 days a week. So, or if there's a complicated case that Dr. Lydia would like, you know, my second opinion on, because we work so well together. The 3 of us have really worked a lot together and we get on the same page, and sometimes there's some things that Dr. Lydia will think about that we won't, or vice versa. So it's a really dynamic team that really makes the animal care #1. So they asked if I would be willing to do some telemedicine work or consulting while I'm doing this, if it's possible, because I know residencies sometimes can be really complicated and involved and time consuming, but I'll be in an academic setting, so I'll have a lot of resources at my fingertips. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'm willing to give it a shot. So you guys might hear my voice or see me on a Zoom call here and there. If I get opportunities to come and do internship or externships or things like that, I know some residencies will let you go out and do some stuff and then come back. So you might see me again before 3 years is up. It's been a whirlwind, but great. Every experience is something to learn from. Even though a lot of our cases don't go the way we want them to, but the animals are in such poor shape when they come here, as you guys see if you watch the Buyout videos and things like that. So there's a lot of things that I've seen here that I wouldn't have seen probably in private practice very much. They always say when you hear hoofbeats, look for horses, not zebras, but we get the zebras here. We've got a lot of things that we're like, whoa, I've never seen that in person before. So taking that will be a great experience, and also to share that with the vet students that I'm going to be working closely with. I don't think a lot of people think about equine rescue when they're going through their clinics and things like that. So just kind of relaying to them how important what we do is, and the scarcity of large animal vets, and that the horses out there really, really need us. I think that'll give a new light to helping with them. But I wouldn't have been able to have that experience if Horse Plus hadn't offered me the opportunity to come here and work. So I'm very thankful for that.
I'm not a crier like Lydia, so you guys don't have to watch me cry on camera. Lydia did that for everybody already. But it has been an incredible experience. I had 0 horse experience coming into this.
You wouldn't have known it because you're awesome.
And it's because I had an awesome teacher. And so it's been really nice because I had already worked with Lydia at the Elephant Sanctuary. I knew what I was getting into there. And then not knowing what Dr. Gina was going to be like, you never know. Every vet is different. But it has been an amazing learning opportunity for me because she is just absolutely amazing with diagnostics and being realistic about the animals we have and being able to adopt them out with the medical conditions we see. Like she said, we're getting zebras. Not a lot of people adopt sick zebras. Being able to learn from Dr. Gina has been fantastic, and I'm gonna bug her all the time about everything. And so I'm sure you will see us on Zoom calls.
For sure.
Or walking around with my phone, showing her the horses that we have, a little zoom up of,
Love it.
wounds and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really sad to see her go.
We're really gonna miss you though.
We are.
Nah. I'm just kidding. I'll bug you guys all the time.
Yeah, good.